ask you, if you would, to please rise for the singing of our national anthem. Please remain standing at the conclusion of the national anthem. We will have just a brief moment of memorial reflection, and I'll explain that more in just a few moments. But at this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Ms. Carol Phillips to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The Nashville campus was saddened earlier this week when we learned of the unexpected passing of one of our faculty members, Mr. Ron Chance. At this time, we would like to pause for just a moment and remember his dedication to his role as a teacher, his dedication to his students, and his dedication to the university and to the community at large. We placed an empty chair here directly behind the podium in memory of Ron. His family and friends and some of the representatives from the university gathered earlier today and had a memorial service for him, and we understand it was a touching and it was a fitting celebration of his life. At this time, if you would please join me for just a moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated. As the Director of Academic Affairs for the Nashville campus of the University of Phoenix, I would like to take just a moment and introduce some of the people on stage with me. If they would please stand as I call their name. Mr. Wade Anderson, the Senior Territory Vice President for the Tennessee, Alabama, and Arkansas campuses. Mr. Mark Mendoza, the Campus Director for the Nashville campus. Mr. Victor Antonio, our commencement speaker. Mr. Ryan Simpson, our Director of Finance and Student Services. Ms. Susan Jennings, our Director of Enrollment. Mr. Lonnie Manning, our Campus College Chair for the School of Business. Mr. Richard Wright, the Campus College Chair for the College of Humanities. Dr. Pamela Simpson, Campus College Chair for the College of Education. And Mr. Jonathan Yancey, the Campus College Chair for the College of Natural Sciences. This time, it is with pleasure that I welcome to the podium our Campus Director, Mr. Mark Mendoza.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the university, I welcome our graduates, friends, and family to today's celebration. Together, we are honored to witness the achievement of your hard work and your dedication to a bright future. You have proven to all of us that anything is possible when you have the dreams and drive to make them a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, today is your day. Look around at your classmates, at your family, friends, and colleagues. Today is the day you've worked tirelessly to bring to fruition. Take in this moment, as it will be one of the most meaningful experiences of your life. Founded in dreams, hard work, and a vision for yourself in the future. No doubt you've thought about this moment 100 times, in times when you had doubt, in times when you excelled, and when you needed to know success was within your reach. Take a deep breath and reflect on the journey you have taken to arrive at this moment. We understand that your journey, like all great journeys, has been traveled one day at a time, one class at a time, one paper, one presentation, and one test at a time. And together those countless meaningful moments in your journey have brought you here today, and perhaps the most meaningful. With smiles, tears, and hugs, you'll turn the page and begin a new chapter today. As a graduate of the University of Phoenix myself, I understand the challenges you've overcome and sacrifices you've made to be here today. I remember butterflies in my stomach on the first night of class, the nerves before giving my first presentation, and the excitement for each new class experience. I recognize the many hours you've sacrificed to see your dreams through. I know about the long nights and the early mornings, neglected significant others and postponed friendships, the birthdays you've missed, the parties you've passed up, the deprivation of sleep, and yes, all the beautiful weekends you've passed up to be here today. I know what it has taken for you all to be here, and so do your family, friends, and coworkers. You've overcome adverse situations to rise to the occasion. Although anyone can pursue the goal of earning a college degree, the fact is many people don't. That is the difference between those who only think about their dreams and those, like yourselves, who achieve them. You have heart, passion, and courage, and for that I commend you. You risk your way of life for a better one, stepping out of your comfort zone every time the world asks more of you. You made the choice to become a better person, a better father, a better mother, a better son, a better daughter, a better employee, and a better citizen. You have chosen to take control of your own destiny, to search for your own solutions and find your own way. You are a change agent in your life, your community, and your future. A look around will tell you that change you have brought and bring in the future couldn't have come at a better time. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the world needs change. We are faced with so many challenges right here in Nashville, right here in Tennessee, and in this great nation. You are our hope for the future. As you already know, your education will bring plentiful rewards, and its impact in this world will be felt for generations to come. Education is the foundation to build tomorrow's leaders today. Simply put, an educated world is a better world. A world shaped by individuals who look through the lens of education and experience and offer a richer perspective in both their decisions. An educated world is one where opportunities are endless, economic growth is strong, and innovation thrives. This room is filled with people feeling a great sense of pride. Pride in the success and hope that each of you has brought to your family, your community, and yourselves through education. As we honor your achievements, we also want to recognize your family, friends, and coworkers who have so generously supported you. Please stand and join me in giving them a heartfelt round of applause. I also want to recognize your very important partners in this educational process. Those dedicated individuals who supported and touched your lives in so many ways. Please join me in a round of applause for your faculty members. As you graduate today, you become part of a special group. You join the more than 650,000 University of Phoenix alumni. People just like yourself who persevered to reach their goals and kept moving forward when others stopped. Before we close, it is customary that I leave you with some wisdom. As a graduate and a professional, I would like to share with you that education is an invaluable gift that will unwrap itself over time. Never forget the hard work that brought you here today and all the doors that will open because of your dedication. On behalf of the University of Phoenix, congratulations, class of 2012. Stand proud of your accomplishments, and it is our honor to watch each of you receive the degree you worked so hard for. It is now my pleasure to bring back Director of Academic Affairs, Andrew Stone, to present our Outstanding Faculty Award.
I honestly believe that I have the great opportunity to work with some of the best faculty members, not only within the University of Phoenix, but within higher education itself. These people that are sitting behind me are just a representation of over 200 faculty members at the local campus in Nashville and some 28 to 30,000 faculty members across the university at large who have, out of their desire to share their knowledge and their passion, to take a moment and have a hand in educating, as Mark referred to, the future leaders of this country and the world. It's a hard job to try and narrow it down and just find one, or as the case may be today, even two, to recognize as the outstanding faculty of the year. They're all outstanding in their own way, and for that we're very, very grateful. But we went through the process, and we have two faculty members that we especially want to recognize today. And as many of you have done throughout the course of these last few years, at the end of your courses you had the opportunity to fill out an evaluation. We call it the Student End of Course Survey. And I'm going to share with you just a few comments that have been made about these two faculty members in particular. One student wrote about this instructor: he's a great instructor who can not only explain information we learn, but can also apply it to real life, which helps turn the information learned into something that can be applied in our lives. He's an excellent instructor. He uses realistic examples to help you understand the material. His experience in accounting and economics shows. He is knowledgeable. He explained the subject clearly so that the class could understand. He cared enough to make sure that we understood the topic before moving on, and always gave a refresher before each class to make sure we understood. Our first recipient of the Outstanding Faculty of the Year is Dr. Muhammad L.K.C. Please join me in congratulating. The next recipient, these are some of the comments that possibly you or certainly other students have made. I wish I could have her just a little bit longer. She rocks. She really is a loving and dedicated teacher. A fantastic instructor, clear in explaining assignments, compassionate, and made sure we understood what our assignments are. I would like her to be our facilitator through the entire time we are in school. It's by far the best teacher I have ever had. Amazing, patient, helpful. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating Ms. Donna Lang. If you're looking for one of today's most dynamic and exciting sales trainers, you found it. Not me. Victor is a sales trainer and speaker whose sales training program, Sales Influence, How to Get People to Buy What You're Selling, offers a new approach to selling in today's high-paced world of short attention spans. Victor believes that you either upgrade your sales training or downgrade your revenue expectations if you want to survive in today's competitive environment. His sales training and keynotes are a perfect blend of fresh content and creative delivery. From food stamps and welfare to being the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, Victor Antonio is proof that the American dream of success is both alive and well. His audience has come from all walks of life to hear his inspirational message on achieving more than you think possible. A poor upbringing from one of the roughest areas of Chicago didn't stop Victor from earning a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, a Master of Business Administration, and building a 20-year career as a top sales executive and manager. Prior to being CEO, he was president of global sales and marketing for a $420 million company. He was tasked with building a global sales force, establishing contract agreements, developing financial pricing models, and in charge of developing the corporate brand and marketing the company's sale of services for worldwide acceptance. Before that, he was Vice President of International Sales in a Fortune 500 $3 billion corporation. Within a 2.5-year time period, he grew their business from $14 million to $98 million in annual revenue. During that same time period, his sales totaled more than $162 million. He was selected from over 500 sales managers to join the President's Advisory Council in 1999 and 2000 for excellence in sales and management. His success in sales and management has also helped him establish channels internationally. He has conducted business in Europe, Asia, Latin America, the Caribbean, South Africa, and the Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Victor Antonio.
How you guys doing today? How are you doing today? All right, I need to know something before I get started. Am I in a ceremony or celebration? Clap if you believe we're in a ceremony. Leave the room. Clap if you believe we're in a celebration. All right, I got two types of speeches I usually give. I got a real boring one. I got a real exciting one. Both contain the same content, but I'm going to let you decide which one you want. Clap if you want the boring one. Leave the room. Clap if you want the exciting one. Last question. Clap if you don't care as long as it's good and it's short. I will do my best to fulfill those two requirements. Thank you for having me. I was born and raised in Chicago. I'm living in Atlanta, Georgia right now, but born and raised in Chicago. We were poor. Food stamps, government cheese, powdered milk, clap if you feel my pain. I'm the only one. By the way, take the poverty test. Back then, you knew you were poor if your channel broke off. What'd you use? Yeah, there you go. Pliers, screwdrivers will work too. If your antenna broke off, what'd you use? Hanger. If you were so poor you didn't have a hanger, what'd you use? There is some poverty in this room. All right. I feel so at home right now. My mother was, that type of mother, where she said, go to school, get the education, get that job. Go to school, sound familiar? Go to school, get the education, get that job. Clap if it sounds familiar. Right? Gotta love the moms, right? And so I go to school. Now listen carefully, I'm going to share some personal information with you. I don't usually share with anybody. I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share this information with you for one reason only. Listen carefully. Because I love you. That's why. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. It took me, I got a bachelor's degree in engineering, it took me 5 years to graduate. Give it up. Listen carefully, this is also important. I graduated with a 2.63 grade point average. Give it up. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to see. Based on your response, I can tell the positive people from the negative people. Positive people are like, 5 years, 2.63, I don't care. That boy graduated, right? That's right, you're positive. Negative people are like, I ain't clapping for that. That's because you're negative. In your mind, a 2.63 is a what? C+. I'm a positive, brother, it's a B-. See the difference? Big difference. Big difference. Now listen carefully. Did you know that the average millionaire in the United States is a C average student? Oh, you're not laughing at me now, are you? Wait a minute. I know what you're thinking now. I know what you're calculating right now. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can. Did he just say what I think he said? That the average millionaire is a C average student? So if you're an A, B student sitting in the audience, you're going, man, I'm going to kill him. And if you're a C average student, what are you saying? I am in the pipe. I am good. And if you're a D student, you just say, man, if I just worked a little harder, I would have been there. Listen carefully. Here's one of the biggest life lessons I've learned. It is not about your grade point average. It is not. Success in life today in business is not about your grade point average. Because after today, nobody cares. That's a hard reality. I'm not saying it's not important, but nobody cares. Nobody measures you by that. You're saying, well, it's about organizations. I joined a lot of organizations. It's not about that either. And it's not about your demeanor and how great you are. So what is success about? I'm going to share with you 3 things that if you do these 3 things, you will be successful. This is my secret sauce to success. Now, I don't usually share this secret sauce with just anybody, but I'm going to share it with you. Why? Because you got it. Rule number 1, real simple. Let's get the basics out of the way. You got to ask. You can't assume people know what you want. You got to what? You got to ask. So I've been married 24 years. 42 women, after years, doesn't matter. Right? So that was a joke. So I first started dating my wife, right? And I remember we were driving somewhere, and I'm driving, she's sitting there, and she looks over and she says, "Are you hungry?" So I look over and I go, "No." And I keep driving. Yeah, see, some of you got that already. Like, bad. All of a sudden I feel heat right here. And I look over and she's staring at me like she wants to just kill me. And I said, "What?" She said, "Nothing." And she just looks forward, doesn't talk to me for like 200 miles, right? Finally she says something. She goes, I said, "What's wrong?" She goes, "Well, I asked you if I was hungry." I said, "Yeah, I told you I wasn't hungry." And she goes, "Well, you never asked me." I said, "Why didn't you say something?" She said, "Because you should have known." Right? You can't assume people know what you want. You have to what? Ask for it. But sometimes, be honest, is it tough to ask for things? Is it? I'll give you a perfect example. Many years ago, I started about 4 years ago, realistically, I started a training program. My sales training program started 4 years ago. And I was doing workshops, full-day workshops for free. One day my friend says, "Why are you doing it for free? Why don't you charge?" Now I knew I had to charge, and I should have charged, but I was afraid to what? So one day I said, "You know what, next time somebody calls up, I'm going to charge them something. I don't know what, but I'm going to charge them something." So finally I get a call from a company. "Victor, we'd like you to train for a whole day." And I said, "Well," and then you know how you're having a conversation, but you can't push it up? You know what I'm talking about? You can't ask. Finally I said, $500 if you want me to train you for the whole day. I said, "We'll think about it, we'll get back to you." I said, "They'll never call back." Guess what? 1 week later, they called back. They paid it. $500 for a whole day. That's not bad. So when you start doing $500 and you get a lot of those, what do you do next? Yeah, so then I asked for $1,500, and guess what they did? They paid it. I moved it up to $2,500. They paid it. Then I went to $5,000, and guess what? They paid it. Now right now, some of you going, "I wouldn't." Shut up. I'm not talking to you right now. I moved up to $10,000 and people pay it. But here's the sad thing. For 4 years, before that, I never charged people. How much money did I lose by not simply what? Asking. So rule number 1, we got to ask. Rule number 2, you got to know how to ask. Right? There's a method to the madness. You got to know how to ask. So here's the story. We're living in Miami. True story, not making this up. We're living in Miami. Don't judge me. And so we're there for about 5 years, and I just bought a new car. Just bought a brand new Volvo. Again, hold your judgment. And so I remember I pulled into the gas station. The credit card machine wasn't working. So I go inside. 2 people were waiting in line, so I'm number 3. So I'm waiting in the gas station. All of a sudden I hear a small voice off the corner. And I look over. There's a kid about 12 years old sitting on a plastic tub in the corner. And so I'm standing there, and he's like, "Hey, mister, hey, mister." And I'm like, no, first of all, I was like, "What are you doing there?" Right? But and so he's like, I'm like, "Me?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Is that your car?" Points outside the door. I go, "Yeah, that's my car, Vic." And he's like, "Okay, why did you choose that brand, that model?" And I'm like, "I don't know, it just seemed like a reliable car." Now, I'm not in the mood to talk because I'm in a what? Rush. I want to get out of here. Right? Then he's like, "Why did you choose, as far as that model, how many years have you had it? How many miles do you have on it? Why did you choose white?" He goes on and on with the questions. It's like the Inquisition. Right? So finally he says something, and I saw my opportunity to get out of the conversation. He says this to me. He goes, "One day I hope to have a car like that." 12-year-old kid says that to me. At that moment I saw my way to get out of the conversation. I said, "Son, if you work hard enough, one day you will." Without missing a beat, the 12-year-old kid stands up off the plastic tub and says, "That's exactly why I'm here." Lifts the plastic tub to reveal these boxes of chocolates. He says, "That's exactly why I'm here." I said, "I'm selling these boxes of chocolates. I want to know if you'd like to buy one." What do you think I said? Yeah. No, you can't so mean, Victor. I said, no. But no sooner than I said no, he said, well, if you don't want to buy a box, would you at least buy 2 bars? I said, yeah, I'll take 2 bars. But it wasn't until I got home and pulled into my driveway, I realized I got suckered by a 12-year-old. Because he knew what he was doing. See, in business, there's something called the door-in-the-face approach. And here's how it works. The first request is a bogus request. They know you're going to reject it. The second one is the target request. In other words, he wanted to sell me the what? The 2 bars. He never wanted to sell me the box. Here's how it works. Let me slow it down in slow motion so you understand how this works. I come home one day, she says we're going on a trip. Now when my wife says we're going on a trip, we're going on a trip. That's the way it works. So I get home, I said, where are we going? She goes, let me think about it. Now when she says let me think about it, she already knew. But she's giving me time to socialize the idea. 1 week later she comes back, remember that thing we talked about the trip? I said, kind of. She goes, well I figured out where we're going on a cruise. I said, a cruise? Well how much? She goes, we're going on a Mediterranean cruise and it's $4,000. I have 2 kids. I said, for us 4? How naive of me. And she goes, no, for us 4, each person has to pay $4,000. I said, $16,000? I'm not paying $16,000 to go to the Mediterranean. She goes, well, if you don't want to do that, let's just go to the Caribbean. It's only $1,500. I said, fine, let's do that. But it wasn't until I walked away I realized I got suckered by my own wife. You're going to be in a situation where you're going to ask for a raise one day. Should you ask for the raise you want? No. You should ask for what? More than what you want so you'll get what you want. You want to ask for a higher position so you'll hopefully get the position you really want. You with me so far? So let's go through the rules. Rule number 1 is you got to ask. Rule number 2 is you got to what? Know how to ask. All right, the last element. This is the main ingredient. Listen carefully. If you use this one, I'm guaranteeing you, I'm going to guarantee you that if you do what I say today, you'll always find a job. You'll always get a job. You'll always find a job. I don't care who you are, just use this one. Because this is the one that works for me. Without a doubt, it is the ultimate ingredient. Now, I don't usually share the ultimate ingredient with just anybody. But I'm going to share it with you, and I know you know why. You got it. All right. So, now, let me just talk to the gentlemen in the room. The fellas, if I may. Fellas, do you ever recall going to like a social event, a dance, a party? Just kind of clap, so I know you're out there. Okay. Hey, some of you have no social life, I can tell. You're like, I'm clapping, right? All right, fellas, do you remember having one of those nights where every girl you asked to dance said no? Clap. Okay? Those who clapped, you're honest men. The rest, you're in denial. Right? So I had one of those nights. I went to the social events, was a dance, and every girl I asked to dance said no. And I remember I was like scraping ground, feeling low. I was ready to walk out the door. And at that very moment, right before I hit the door, I heard the words of my mentor. His name was Jose Santana. Jose Santana was the best salesperson in our company at the time. Every year, this guy sold. No matter what, he sold. Recession didn't matter. He sold. So one day I go into his office. I said, Jose, what is the secret to your success? Now, Jose Santana was Spanish. When I say Spanish, I mean Spain Spanish. Canary Island, Spain Spanish, right? Yeah. And he talked, there you got one. So he was from Spain, and he had that deep Ricardo Montalban voice. You know what I'm talking about? When he would say my name, Victor, he'd go, Victor. And I was like, say that again. That's kind of sexy. Victor. Right? And so that's how he talked. And so I go into his office and said, Jose, what is the secret to your success? And he said, Victor. He says, it's very simple. I go, what? What is the secret to your success? He goes, 7 words. And I go, okay, what are the 7 words? And here's what he said. He goes, just keep asking until someone says yes. I said, what? Just keep asking until someone says yes. I said, you're telling me your success is predicated on just that simple principle, just keep asking until somebody says yes. He goes, yes. And so I heard those words. Instead of walking out the door, I heard those words, right? And so I said to myself, at that moment, I made a decision. I'm going to go back in there, and I'm going to keep asking until one of them says yes. So I go back in. Pick out the first one. How did I pick? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Didn't I? I was looking for a win. We can judge for the quality of the win later, right? So I said, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. You. Went up to the first young lady. Would you like to dance? She said no. What did I say? Next. Right? So I went to the second one. Would you like to dance? She said no. I said what? Next, third one, no. Next, fourth one, no. Fifth, sixth. Just keep asking until someone says yes. 7, 8, finally, number 14 said yes. Woo! And at that moment, the DJ takes a break. You're like, no! I worked so hard to get here. And that night, I learned something. By the way, I want to clarify something. I did this speech at another university, and there was a lady right there who got really mad during this speech. And she started, she was happy, but as the speech went on, she kind of just had, you know how they get the screw face? Like, And so, afterwards I said, miss, you seem to be enjoying the speech, but what happened? She goes, I don't like that whole, dance thing you did. I said, what happened? Well, you just can't go up to one lady 14 times and ask her if she wants to dance. I said, no. I said, I want to be clear, there were 14 different women. I said, if you go up to one girl 14 times, that's stalking. I said, I don't do that. I said, I don't do that anymore. And so that night, I learned something fascinating about women, if I may talk about the ladies, respectfully, of course, for just a minute. That night, I learned something about ladies. Women have 3 ways of rejecting you. I've gone ahead and cataloged them. 3 DEFCON levels, just for your benefit. Here it is. 3 levels of rejection. First level of rejection, the nicest rejection you're going to get is that you go up to a young lady, you say, would you like to dance? She'll go, no, maybe later. Okay, just with my girlfriends, not my song. Go. Right? Yeah, look, some of you ladies are like, yeah, that's me. Writing it down, that's me. The second level of rejection is that you go up, would you like to dance? They kind of go, no. The worst rejection you'll get is that you ask them to dance, they'll just kind of, they'll walk away. And so that night I learned something that's carried with me in life, and this is it. You're going to go out there into the market. You're going to apply for a job. You're going to apply for a position, or you're going to try to get a raise within your company or move up. And guess what? You're going to ask, and then you're going to find a way to what? How to ask, and you're going to learn how to do that. And guess what? Sometimes you're going to get some nice no's, some not so nice no's, and some very rude no's. But what is the key here? We keep asking till somebody says yes. That's our philosophy. Are you with me on this? That's our philosophy leaving here. We're going to keep asking until somebody says yes. You with me? Yell. Yell. Beautiful. I believe you. Now, here's what I want to do. You wanted me to keep it short? I'm going to keep it short. I need everybody to get up on their feet. Please rise. We're going to take the pledge. Everybody takes the success pledge today. You guys ready? Get excited. Are you ready? All right. Don't need to scream. All right. Here's the pledge, folks. I want you to repeat after me and do what I do. Now, fingers up in the air just like this. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to my thing. All right. Wait a minute. Put your fingers down, but don't sit down. All right. Some of you look confused. Did he say thing or thing? I'm just lost. I just don't know. So, now, listen carefully, and I really want you to take this to heart. There is a fundamental difference between a thing and a thing. Let me explain it to you. In life, if you do a thing is something you don't even like to do. You do it because you have to do it, because you have to make money, and it's called a job, a J-O-B. And in life, when you do a thing, you'll never be successful. You'll just be making it. And what does J-O-B stand for? Just over broke, because that's what you'll always be when you have a thing. So in life, we don't want to do a thing, we want to do a man. It's when you do your thing, beautiful things begin to happen. The law of attraction kicks in, and guess what? You get what you want in life, and everybody gets an automatic MBA, which stands for what? Mega bank account. Are you with me? Are you with me? All right. Fingers back up. Fingers back up. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to my thing. Man, look at your thing. Let it know you care. To my thing. I will rise above. Doing what I love. I will make that dough. Look at it. Everybody went Cheshire Cat. Yeah, I like that. One more time, and we'll make that dough. Doing what I know. And those who laugh. and those who laugh can kiss my assets. University of Phoenix, class of 2012. God bless you. Congratulations.
Let's make this official, shall we? Graduates, please stand. Under the authority of the laws of the state of Tennessee, upon approval by the Board of Directors of the University and at the recommendation of the faculty, I hereby confer upon each of you, at the completion of your degree requirements, a degree from the University of Phoenix. Graduates, you may now move the tassel to the left side of your cap as a symbol of your graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2012 graduating class of the University of Phoenix. Ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us momentarily in the lobby for a cake and punch reception. At this time, the faculty will begin the processional, followed by the graduates. We'll exit to the lobby. If you will please remain where you are until we have cleared the aisle, and then you are free to join us. Thank you.